And we are live on LinkedIn on the Bright Business Talk Show with your host, Jim Miller, where we have purpose driven conversations about business and life. And today, I'm honored to have a gentleman who is passionate about sports. And I love sports. I think this is going to be an amazing conversation because we both have some great experiences to share. And we'd love to have you chime in with yours too, because this is a live show and it's your show. So we'd love to have you with us as we're on this journey. And we may go for an hour or so. So hang in there, grab a sandwich, your best friend, a cool drink, and let's have a chat uh, on LinkedIn. So you should be able to hop on through LinkedIn now and join the conversation with us. Love to have you with to do that. Let's see. And this show is brought to you by the Bright Business Project and Mr. Florin Dumais. So uh, he is an amazing man. He's putting together an incredible group of people, a community of business leaders and experts, and we're coming together with his process to create better, bigger, stronger, and purpose-driven businesses to scale in our communities. And it's exciting to watch the growth that's happening right now. And this show is again, this is your show. So we want you to join in. We want you to be participating. We'd love for you to join us. And so come on in. And with that, I want to introduce our guest today, Mr. Bryan Marin. And so let me bring him on. Hey, Bryan, how you doing
Hey
today?
Jim, I'm good, Jim. How are you guys doing?
Well, let me kind of go over your bio here so we have some reference.
Yep.
Bryan Marin is a dedicated sports apparel business owner with 7 years of experience in the printing industry. And so you've married your printing expertise and your love of sports into one thing, and that's your passion, and that's what is driving your purpose right now. Is that right?
Yeah. As a little kid, watching sports and being a part of teams my whole life, like always, I gravitated to the sports and being a part of the team, and that's what's kind of been now. Later, as I grew with that, the past couple of years, I've kind of seen that kind of brought back to me. Things that happened in my life that I kind of, oh man, I enjoy this really passionately. So let me pursue a career in it because I've done a lot of things throughout my career and it just never fit. You could tell sometimes like my energy wasn't there. So when you find something with energy that you bring it all, then it kind of like hits a spark in your head, like, oh man, this is what I want to do.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
you've got a strong background in marketing, web development, user experience, spanning 15 years as well. And you bring a well-rounded skill set to your work uh, that ensures that each custom sportswear product meets high standards of quality and functionality. And we're going to see some of that here in a little bit. We're going to share some photos, and
Oh
uh,
yeah, awesome.
I'm sure Brian's got some stories behind that. So, and then outside your professional life, you're a devoted father, two daughters, aged 14 and 12, and a son, aged 9. And
Yep.
in your spare time, you enjoy coaching youth baseball, sharing love of sports with the next generation. Love that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that's kind of why I kind of pivoted to the sports world. I've always been a fan, and when I started coaching my son's t-ball team, I kind of saw the power of motivating these youth kids to play a sport, and that was like very empowering to me. So I enjoyed it, and that's kind of my time to like separate everything that's going on in the world and focus on the kids. And that's kind of what kind of, man, I got to keep doing this and keep doing this. And when you enjoy something, like they always say, it doesn't seem like you're working. Is this you're doing something purposeful?
Yeah, so it's like you're immersed in the sports world in your work, doing the
Yeah.
printing, and you're bringing a brand new level of excitement. I think from looking at what the work that you're doing, coming up with new ideas. How does that? How are you finding what you're doing inspiring the youth sports fanatics?
I think it's when I've looked at it now, it's a lot about mindset, teaching these kids to have the right mindset to achieve and pretty much perform to their full potential. That's kind of the message that I want to enforce on the youth and anybody that wants to wear custom apparel. It just kind of enlightens you and it motivates you. You go to the store, you buy a new shirt because you want to go out, but translating it to sports, it is just a shirt and a jersey, but it means a lot because it's the whole team's wearing it. You guys are all as one. You guys are working for a purpose and a cause to compete, and that pushes each kid individually when they wear that customized jersey that they got from the sports team. They all feel now like they could play, and I've seen it firsthand when we give these kids jerseys to go perform. They're excited. They give me one, give me one, give me one. I want it, and they're running around crazy as soon as they put them on. And then you go out there and see them in the field, and they're just performing like above than they would normally would. When I've seen them like regularly, they get it's just a spark. It gives them a good spark, and that's kind of the message and the motivation that I want to push on them.
Oh, that's exciting. That's gives me chills to think about that. I mean, yeah, it brings me back to those days when I was in there, and we had cool uniforms. But boy, I tell you what, nothing like these. I mean, the pictures.
Oh yeah, no, the uniform definitely has evolved in the past 20 years. I remember we used to just have a simple name with a number, but now it's more about putting your like identity into the uniform of who you are, the more fierce competitor or something you want to be. It's emblazoned. So when you walk on the field, you see a bunch of these kids wearing these uniforms, like, oh wow, they look cool. And that sometimes strikes fear in the other team because they look at it like, oh man, these guys came prepared. They're looking solid. So now that it's working both ways, having this custom apparel.
Yeah, that's fun. So let's bring up some of these shots. We got. Tell us about this picture.
Yeah, I have a friend that kind of is where he kind of helped me start my career in the sports apparel business. He was a travel team. He had many softball teams and baseball youth teams. He has two kids, the same when we grew up. And he came to me. He said, he wants some jerseys. He knew I did printing because before this, I was in the printing industry for about since 2015. I did a lot of printing for various companies, various things going on. I did screen printing, embroidery. So I've been a part of the printing industry. Prior to that, I was in fashion. I dealt with a lot of fashion customers over the years.
Okay, so
So
you're used to working with materials,
yeah,
cloths, different things, printing
yeah.
on all
So
kinds of odd things instead of paper.
So I've worked on a variety of stuff that we did in the printing company, but it started to shift. Pandemic kind of hurt our business, and I
Mm.
kind of shifted during the pandemic to find something that I went through a phase during that time, a little depression phase, and I just kind of got into that sports. And he came to me. He's like, "Hey, I got a bunch of teams that want jerseys. I knew you could do good work." And we started cranking them out. And this is his daughter's softball team. She's in the middle, and they pretty much they're a travel team. And he's even said that when they always want to wear new jerseys. So this is like the fourth set they order from me because they love to wear the jerseys and they love to feel good and they love to play in these and perform because it feels good on them and they're not having to worry about this one. In this case was a sleeveless jersey because they were complaining about the sleeves with the arms, and I made them the sleeveless ones, and so they enjoyed it. I mean, the tournament they wore it to, they ended up winning the whole tournament. So I don't know if it relates to that, but I think it would have something to do with that mindset that they got wearing these.
Oh, that's beautiful. You have a promo going on. You've got the marshensports.com with the BB promo. Tell us about that promo right now.
Yeah, the
What's going
promo
on?
is basic pushing, trying to any businesses. We don't only do sports apparel. We can help your business with the custom jerseys. Businesses always love new swag, they call it, but rather than having a cotton tee, why not get a jersey that you could repeatedly wear and over? It's not going to shrink the first time, and you could wear it to the gym, or it's always a promotion advertising for your company, whether you give it away or to your employees. I mean, it's always the these jerseys, it's dye sublimated. They don't shrink. The color never fades. They last for as long as you keep it intact, and the colors never fade. So this promo is just to introduce the customer of any businesses or they know any sports teams. I'm offering a 15% discount on your first order. I'm not charging any design fee because along with the process is a design fee where you have to pretty much customize the uniforms, and
Okay.
we do that in house. Everything's customized. You don't just you kind of have a questionnaire for your artwork that you want on your jersey, and we work with you hand in hand through that process to get it going for you guys. So yeah, I mean, if they want to visit the link, sign up with their email, at least just have a good conversation with the customer and see what their needs are. Maybe there's other avenues I could help them with their business and promoting. Again, because we do different um, fabrics and team jerseys. So the promo is 15% off, no design fee.
Okay. Awesome. What's going on here with the ride out every Tuesday?
Yeah, this is pretty cool because I work with, this is another friend of mine that he came to me. His name is Crash. They do a Riverside. They're part of a
Is that in
Riverside
there?
Bike Club. So yeah, that's in there. He's
All right.
he's
Cool.
yeah,
Crash.
he's
I
Crash. He's an
love that.
interesting individual. Yeah, he came to me with we're starting the bike club, and in Riverside and other cities, they have a thing called a bike ride out. So a group of people, kids get together, as you can see, and they all ride out, a form of exercise, get the kids out there riding bikes. And they have clubs that do this. And the clubs are sometimes like 50 to 100 people. And you have multiple clubs doing this. At one point, I was trying to find a picture that they sent me. It was really interesting. It was like overhead with a drone shot, and they were all people just crammed in. It was probably like maybe close to 500 people on bikes, just crammed in. And they're writing for causes. They do different causes each month.
Uh-huh.
So his crew is called Bell City Bombers, and he introduced me to other crews, and I just help them with their jerseys. And every time they want to wear them, they're long sleeve, they're breathable. The fabric is mesh, so it's lightweight. They call it like dry fit material, where it's breathable. You don't soak in it like cotton. When you wear a cotton shirt and you're exercising, it soaks your sweat and it makes you hotter. These are cool. They keep you cool, nice and light, and you don't get pretty much sweaty and bogged down by that. So that's why it's a lot. The functionality in the uniforms is very important.
Yeah, and it looks cool too. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
you could just put like I could make a T-shirt that has all that stuff on it, but what you put together is like it's unique and it's really got that dope
Yeah.
look. I know it's cool.
Yeah, exactly. So he came to me with he didn't have anything. So I did the logo for him. I did the design and everything. He didn't have any. He just said, "Oh, we started this team," and he just sent me some examples. And he was like, "Hey, can you come up with something?" And I was like, "Okay." And then I came up with that logo. I did the jersey. He wanted Riverside City in the backdrop, and then he had other sponsored logos, and the team loved it. And they sold about 100 of them. And he did a pre-sale on them, and that was pretty good for him too, because he resold them to the bike club.
Very cool. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah,
So
so this is a follow up to that one. It goes. They're called Riverside Electric Parade. So they do once at the last Saturday of every month. They go to downtown Riverside, and their bikes have lights on them. So they're due at nighttime. So they're all
okay.
glowing in the dark. So that one is pretty neat. I was trying to find a picture of that one, but
Uh-huh.
I wasn't able to locate like a nice picture where you could see the real effect it has. This hundreds of people riding down the street in downtown Riverside with lights on their bikes and causing a scene, because I'm sure a lot of drivers aren't really happy that they're in the middle of the street, but they have police. They have police chauffeurs that actually like guide them and make sure that people don't get injured or kids, because there's
Okay.
kids out there. Make
Yeah,
sure that everybody's safe. So it's called Riverside Electric Parade. They're pretty good. They do a lot of good things.
that's fun.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. So if you're like contributing in a huge way with this, with what you're doing to create momentum for them,
Yeah.
giving
And then
kind of a
they
rally
feel a
point.
part. Exactly. They get together every Saturday, and they identify. They first ordered 10 jerseys, and they wore the initial 10 wore them, and then everybody started seeing them, so they wanted to be a part of something. So then now they started ordering more. Then they got another order for 40 jerseys, and then 50, and it just keeps going up, because the more they do this themselves, they get more people that want to be a part of that team, and that team
Sure.
is their purpose is doing a good like life of fitness and wellness and getting out there and exercising and being active in the community. And
Mhm.
that's part of what my brand is speaking to. So I mean, I love to work with those type of partners that kind of all have the same thing, that want to do something good.
Beautiful. Love that. Yeah. So, and then you've got a really cool looking baseball team here.
Yeah, that's my team right here. The That's the squad, the Ballers. They're very good team. They're a travel team. We got a tournament in Vegas this weekend, and they're ready to go. And this
Look
was
at
the
them. What this is Little League, right?
it's
Or-
travel ball, yeah. So it's like at that time they're 8 years old, so it's called 8U division.
Okay,
So
okay.
these kids they were runners up, they were finalists, but it's a World Series of baseball. Every year they have a big World Series of baseball, and hundreds of teams come out from Arizona, Texas. You got Nevada, you got all over the place trying to come out to compete with California teams. So
Hmm.
in our bracket, we probably had like it's 4 days of baseball play. So we played about almost 8 games in 4 days, which was kind of draining. But they
Hmm.
did it. They battled. We kept them uplifted, and they kept going, and we made it to the final. But we lost in the final by 1 run. So we didn't get all the way. So the goal this year is to get that ring.
Very cool. What a great looking
Yes, it
crew.
is.
They're all like
Yeah.
beaming. That's
Yeah, oh,
awesome.
yeah. Yeah, my
Love
son is on the right to the right of it, the other side. Yeah, he
so
really
he's not in
enjoys
the
it.
shot.
Yeah, he's on the top to the right. I think you have it cropped a little bit, but it's okay.
Uh, I don't think I can do that. I think that's it. So tell us about this one.
Yeah, this is a baseball academy. Again, I was referred to them by another person that I did their uniforms for Little League in Rancho Cucamonga, and they saw the work and they pretty much gave them. And we did a bunch of button-up jerseys and pants for these guys. They're really good teams as well. It's a baseball academy program. They have about 10 teams in the program.
Hmm.
So I was able to complete a design for each team, and they all got uniforms. The coaches were involved, and now we're working with the fans, and now they want to do some extra apparel like hoodies, custom hoodies, so they could wear them because it's starting to get cold. And this team, yeah, they've been winning tournaments like crazy. And the coach even said, like, when they put those button ups on, it's like a whole different team. That's like, to hear that from a coach is like, wow, yeah, that's what I hope is working, and there is some power behind it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And two, I'm thinking, does anybody put like sponsor information on there? So this team
Oh,
sponsor.
one of their teams actually sponsored one team. They put a logo. We put logo on them. He
Yeah.
purchased all of them. But I mean, that's definitely a lot of potential for a lot of businesses to partner with these teams and get their message out there. If they align right, because a lot of these teams, they're exposed to a lot of different eyes. There's a lot of people watching these good travel teams that compete and win. There's a lot of eyes on them, especially when they do the big tournaments like the World Series of baseball. That's a huge tournament, and there's so many people out there. Thousands of people come for the weekend. They spend the whole weekend there, and they just stay there in RVs, and they park in the parking lots, and it's crazy amount of people that go there. I suppose.
That's great. What if a business wanted to, if say a business owner wanted to get involved with one of these teams, where would they go to do that?
Yeah, they a lot of these teams they have an academy, or they have affiliations, or they have like big corporate. Like there's three big programs that host all these tournaments. They're kind of the main ones. That's where you find all these teams. Like PG is one of them. They're a big company that has these tournaments. Is Triple Crown Baseball, and they pretty much host. There's like all these tournaments everywhere. So you would take your team there. So they have a whole database of all the teams there, and they could filter to the location they want to. Say you have a business in Irvine or in Carlsbad, and you want to find out what teams in there. You can see the record and get some little data on going, and maybe see how many teams they got, and then you can do some research. It depends on how much you want to get involved and how specific you want to be. Just like doing ads in Google.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. It's a great opportunity to serve the community and also get involved
Yeah.
with, with these teams, help them along, give them an opportunity to shine. And yeah, I tell you what, these memories that they're building right now will help them for a lifetime. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that these performing and competing with building that team environment, they remember a lot is the people they play with. I remember playing with a lot of friends when I was young, and I kind of still miss that. And that's kind of what being out there coaching with these kids, it kind of brings me back to when I was that age. Like, man, this was a lot of
Mhm.
fun. I want to play, and I want to be out there playing too. And that's why I kind of put that into my kid, like go out there and have fun. And what I mean, you might lose, but it's not the end. You're still growing. There's a lot to learn from it. Just
Mhm.
keep staying motivated and keep working hard. And that's kind of where that whole mentality comes into play, is like the Martian mentality is what I call it, because it's kind of playing out of this world. Like as long as you keep working hard and get into that, what you have a purpose as a kid as well, and that drive. You could be like, you see a lot of these superstars in the World Series right now, Ohtani, Judge. I mean, these guys are superstars, and how tremendous they play on the field. And I mean, these kids, you could have that potential as long as you keep working hard. You could get there.
Yeah, right now it's
And
good. With the World Series is happening right now, and you've got a coastal World Series with the Yankees and the Dodgers going on. It's so exciting.
Oh, man, it's big. Yeah, so it's so huge to bring all these people together. Yeah, these people are coming together coast to coast.
Yeah, and all these teams, I'm sure they all gathered around and watching the games, and it's a lifetime of experiences that come together, and having relationships with your teammates last a lifetime. In a lot of cases, they can, right? I've got friends. There's people that as I'm thinking about it, there's people I should go back and say hello to.
That's true.
That's one of the beauties of what I love about doing these interviews. Is it reminds me.
That's what if you heard the other day, Freddie Freeman on the Dodgers said he hit the grand slam. It reminded him when he was 5 years old playing in the backyard with the kids. I mean, that's that feeling you get. And these kids, they see those type of players perform, and they want to reenact that. And how did they get to that level? And
and watching the pros, I mean, they're enthusiastic too. The enthusiasm they're showing, they're jumping up and down, and they're hugging each other, and just having a great time. It's so fun to see and inspiring, because we're out in the world, in the business world, and we're I've been caught being kind of direct and melancholy, and just not really showing much emotion, but
that's a good thing for businesses too. Like, I mean, I know a lot of businesses start softball teams or start some kind of pickleball, some sports program to bring the company people together. Like anything that involves the power of sport, you bring people together, get out there, perform, and it builds a lot of potential with the whole team.
Some camaraderie and just and those memories. It's just building those memories.
Yeah, exactly.
People hang around more. Not people hang around a company not necessarily because of the money. It's about the experience and about who you're working with, and going to work every day and enjoying it. And
you want to get out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So perfect. Now you do it, just so I'm clear, you're doing the uniforms. Do you do the t-shirts and the hats as well?
Yeah. So right now the business is focused on the apparel. We're building out content as we get out there more.
Mm-hmm.
We do pretty much any logos on sports, the whole fan spirit wear. You got the parents that want to wear the apparel. You got the coaches, other family members. The team wants to raise money. We help the teams raise money for the program. We give back to a lot of these programs. We open up a web store for them that they could sell hats, t-shirts, and we give back usually 15 to 20% back to the program. So it's helping them kind of build their program. And that's how we kind of partner with a lot of these organizations. And that I mean, they seem to enjoy it, and there's no money out of their pocket. It's just they're helping me out, so I want to help them out. It's a team kind of process. So yeah, we do the hats. We got there's a long list of products that we do, but right now there's, for the fans, there's a lot that they can wear. They got the blankets, they got bags.
Oh, so you got all that too, huh?
A lot of accessories, that we could print on.
Oh, that's
cool.
The
beauty with sublimation. You could do a lot of customized, as long as it's on polyester and polyester fabric. We could pretty much print on it.
Awesome. Let's see. I'm going to pull up that one so Florin's got something to work on for the Instagram. So
working with Florin, that's been an amazing part of this project. You guys brought me on here. Is like to be a part of this community. I feel like I'm a part of a team with you guys all working together, and that's really empowering to me. It's got me in a good place to kind of put all the dots together in my head that have been going crazy, to kind of find my purpose and move towards that.
So what are you seeing there? Let's chat about that. What is it that you're seeing building your purpose? Why is that important to you, or more important now that you've kind of seen what we're doing versus what you were thinking before?
Yeah, before, I mean, it was just being all over the place, trying to do everything myself. And the more you get people around you that kind of help you and push you to do things and that are positive in a positive environment, and it helps you because I really didn't have that before. I just had, I wasn't out there as much. I didn't really find any groups that were helping me. So I got out going through a little my depression phase. It helps me be a part of something in a group. And I want to give, I know I have something to give. So I want to find a group that I can give that to and maybe fulfill somebody else's, like trying to have questions. So it helps me being a part of a group that all entrepreneurs are looking for that same thing. We're all trying to be something great. And that's what it attracts me to it. And that's why it's a great program to have with people, like-minded people. Because not, you don't get that a lot where it's a lot of like-minded people that you could share your stories with. Because if you have a friend that has been working at a company for 20 years, I mean, they're your friend and you love them, but it's hard to relate to you your entrepreneur issues and problems and how to get past those hurdles. Because as entrepreneurs, we all have these hurdles that we have to cross, and that's what being a part of a group helps you push through them. And motivation, and Florin has given me a little motivation, which has helped me keep going and meeting more people in the group. I mean, everybody just keep going. And well, I see it helps because we're all going through the same struggle. Like we're going to do something great. I think everyone in this group is already doing great things. So I feel like I'm behind. So I'm catching up. I'm trying to get there. So that's
All
what
right.
that
Well,
brings me
I
to.
wouldn't say you're behind. It's a journey, right? It's like we all start
That's how I
somewhere.
motivate myself. That's how I
Yeah.
motivate myself.
Well, that's great. It's really fun to have you and the other people that are, they're stretching. They're stepping out of their comfort zone. They're going into the stepping into the unknown every day anyway. But why not have a team behind you, right? We should all get
Yeah, exactly.
uniforms.
Yeah,
That would,
I'm working on some designs secretly behind the scenes to give
are you
Florin and
really?
the team, and yeah,
Oh
give you
man,
some nice jerseys and make you guys all feel united and
that would be
get
really
out there and
cool.
be active, do something. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, good thing to look forward to. I want to pull up the QR code from your promo that you're doing. So hang on one sec. Let's see. We'll do that and share that with everybody. So when you pull out your phone now, and this is a QR code that you can capture that's going to go to the promo, and we're going to show that up here in just a second. But
Yeah, and this helps any business owner that's also looking for like some ideas to get something going. I'm like I said, I have a background in helping branding. So a lot of these sports teams need branding, and they comes up with the design, come up with the idea. Same process as finding the company's vision and incorporate that into a uniform that's going to help the employees or anybody that even if you have maybe possibly a sports team related to the company. I mean that's what I love to do. I did a lot of design for the past 20 years. That's what I've been doing. So that's the part I enjoy. But now it's trying to move it forward.
beautiful. So, okay, so I'm going to take that now down and we'll show the website where this goes. And you pull that up and you can see what that looks like. There we go. So you hit that QR code, which takes you to the BB promo, marshensports.com/BB promo. And that's what this is. So that's Marshen Sports and custom jerseys that represent your team. And I can get rid of that. And so what do you got here? We've got team jerseys, and I can't show that. So we've got why
Yeah,
choose
because
why choose Marshen Sports? Let's talk about that.
yeah, I think the dealing with a lot of printing companies out there. There's a lot out there that do similar things, but I mean, I'm dedicated to these businesses. I love building relationships. That's kind of where I excel in getting to know you. It's just not a shirt. I don't want to create just a shirt that you're going to throw away or just give away. And I'm not looking at those type of, I'm looking more of creating something unique for that experience that you're going to get along with when you purchase apparel. So that's kind of why, along with that, it comes all the qualities of delivering a good product, which is making sure all the quality is right. You don't get design is good. You pretty much want the customer to be happy at the end of the day with what they're getting. And that's where I think I provide value in that. And given a lot of these companies, they're going overseas to get a lot of this stuff done. I'm doing this here locally in Riverside. Everything's done. I'm doing the printing, the design, the print, the cutting, and the sewing. It's a cut and sew process. So these uniforms are sewn handmade by people. They're not sent overseas. So our turnaround time is 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the quantities of these orders. And that's one benefit. You don't have to wait. I've heard a lot of stories where people go overseas and they have to wait months to get their uniforms, and sometimes they don't even need them anymore. And then if the sizing is wrong, they don't have anybody to work with personally to get it fixed. So now they have to ship everything back and then wait another 2 months to get everything back. So the sizing, that's kind of where a lot of it comes down to it too. I send people samples to try on a fitter kit. They could try them on, make sure it's the right size, no cost. And then they tell me, okay, here's the size that we need and everything's good. And then if there's an issue with them, I'm happily to fix it. I'm not charging to fix it. If it's our error, I mean, I'm going to work with you to keep you happy. And I think that's very important to my customers, that keep them happy, satisfied, and just build that relationship, that if they have an issue, they could come to me. I'm not going to disappear or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. That's really a nice, important thing to keep in mind, right? So this is how when you go to that QR code in this website, you can take advantage of the exclusive discounts that we've got going on.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm giving
an exclusive discount on your first order. So it's perfect for teams, leagues, and schools. And I'd say, from what you were saying, businesses too.
Yeah, businesses as well. Yeah, I work with a lot of different customers, a variety. It's not just sports only teams. Like I said, it's corporate uniforms that they want to get jerseys for the corporate team. Anything. We got polos, button-ups that they want to explore those options. There's a lot of options that they're interested in getting something customized.
Awesome. So let's see. Take that down and let's pop that back up. What you went through a process that got you aligned with your purpose. What's the story there? You mentioned that you mentioned a couple times already that today that you went through a bit of a depression.
So we're being in the print industry, like I said. Was that?
What happened?
Oh, I was back I started the print company in 2015 roughly, and we were doing good. The business was growing. We were getting a lot of big customers, and pandemic hit. So a lot of our big customers got shut down, and we lost a lot of business that was helping the print company. There's a lot of private white label customers, private label, and they kind of disappeared. And then that's when I started shifting, because I was trying to figure out how am I going to make this happen. Fast forward, me turning 40 and my 40th birthday, I wanted to take my kids out to get out this pandemic mentality, because we were stuck in the house. I wanted to take them fishing. And while we were in a car accident, it was a really bad car accident. I injured my back. Kids were safe, and I kind of went through like, oh man, it was my fault type of thing. I could have hurt my kids really bad. My back was injured, and now I couldn't really do much. I was having a lot of pain in my back for like a year. And that's where I just was like, I was going with groups, trying to get my spirits up, get out of it, because I just getting out of bed was rough. And that puts you in a funk. And then I came to the conclusion, like, man, I got to change my life around. It takes things like that sometimes to happen in your life, that to start seeing bigger opportunities and what you can do. So I got to get out there more, and I started training more. That's when I started coaching my son's t-ball team, because he was about 5 years old about that time. and coaching is kind of what got me out of that depression zone of back injury. So I just told myself, I'm going to fight it. Let's just get through it. Started training more and more and more, making my body more stronger so the back pain goes away, getting my mind right. And that's kind of what trying to find groups and things to be a part of. And that time of coaching is kind of where I was able to block everything out that was going on in my life, like 2 hours. Sometimes I was trying to make practice go longer because I was having so much fun, but these parents, they wanted to go home to get kids out of there. So that was where I wanted to be in my mind. That's where my mind was having fun, like forget about all these problems going on. So that's why I always tell people, find something that keeps your mind busy out of all the stuff that's going on in this world, whether you like to hike, fish, something active or something that keeps your mind challenged during it. Some people, meditation is a part of it, and doing that helps as well. But something along is getting active and doing something to get that heart pumping, because it starts bringing a lot of emotions start going, and you feel a lot of energy with it. And that's kind of where I was getting that energy with these kids, coaching them. So that's where that was my purpose moment, where I think where I started connecting the dots. Because I've done in the past, I've worked, like I said, I worked with a variety of companies. I did corporate jobs. I did a lot of design development agencies. I worked with a lot of like customers in the LA area. I've been through worked with a lot of big brands. It just was never there for me. It was just something to do to make money at that time. But now it's more than just that for me.
What are some of the unexpected challenges and or hurdles that you've faced that have crossed your path and you've had to overcome, or uh, anything come to mind there?
There's been a lot of hurdles, I think, in my coming, trying to be all over the place, or trying to find out how to start managing a business and delegating things. Because as a business owner, you want to do everything all at once, and those are obstacles in itself. Because you, with my experience, I feel like I could do it all, but that's where it starts hurting me. And those obstacles I'm learning as a business owner, as I'm growing, these things got to be moved around and delegated and given to people to do these, to I could find where I could put everything that I do all in one basket and just kind of drive forward with that. And there's obstacles that, come and go. I mean, that's pretty much, mainly it's just a lot of the business things that I've had a hard time with.
So what are some of you have an example maybe of a business challenge you've faced, something that was out of the blue, out of left field, so to speak.
Oh
What
man, it's been a lot. It's been a lot of where you get customers that want these big orders, and for me at least, in the sports industry, they want these big orders in the short timeline because they need to get them out quick. So these obstacles, kind of, how do I get these things done on time and without me having to do all of this work? That's kind of where I've been having issues and trying to find partners to help me get through these obstacles, where the getting the work and getting it fulfilled for customers that need short deadlines, and being the guy for them, that's a challenge in itself, trying to navigate through all these hurdles that you got to get this job done for them, finding partners, sourcing materials, getting different things like that going, where I'm learning with how to handle these processes. And that's kind of what the big thing for me right now.
So your background, your experience is more were you, before you started Marshen Sports, were you an entrepreneur or were you an employee?
I was an employee. I've always had dabbled in both, because I remember when I finished college back in the day, I got opportunities to design websites. People wanted websites. At the time, it was fairly new, so I was learning it on the spot. I went to school for it, but I was pushed into it really hard. So I was always getting jobs from the side and being an employee for a company, working, doing both. And it gets overwhelming sometimes, because you want to do both and you want to provide for yourself and have a good living. And that's when you get a family, it changes completely, because now you got to support a family and you got to work. So I was an employee. I worked for like agencies, and then when I started the print business is kind of when I went full time, and I had right after like the pandemic, I had the depression time where I was trying to see how to make money because there was really no work coming in. That's when I had to be an employee. I had to go back to being an employee and learn and help another business kind of help them. I did what I enjoyed. I did the design and development for their products. And at the same time, I was doing the print side, which was kind of hurting me because I was doing a lot. After hours, I would go do the print and have to wake up early to go to be an employee. And that's been the challenge. But now it's full blown doing this now.
Yeah, well, it takes a lot of chutzpah, I think, to do
Oh
what
yeah,
you've done. But hey, I've been there. You got your family to take care of, and something happens, COVID, and you get in an accident and can't work. Like that food doesn't. They still need to eat, and you still need to have a place to stay and live, and
exactly.
life goes on. And it's funny, the money they need. Everybody wants money. They don't. Nobody stopped their need for that. So you had to get creative, and I applaud you for what you're doing and all the the impact that you created and are creating in the community. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's kind of where creating that. I know that there's something to give back to the community, whether it's any person, not have to be youth or adult. I mean, just giving them that that drive and finding ways. As you see things in your life, you start to develop understanding of what it's going to take for you to develop. And everyone's situation is different, and it just takes you to challenge yourself and see that, to make those steps to make a better yourself, to be better of yourself, better version. Is that what they want to say? So that's kind of where I think that's really big for me.
Yeah, cool. And I love that you've got you're obviously absolutely gifted in the the graphic arts and putting all these together and printing them, and they look amazing. In fact, I've got some more here I want to show from your Instagram site. Let me pull that up, and we can show that too.
Yeah,
So
I've done a lot of graphic design and branding design and a lot of design, but I remember when I was a kid. I mean, I grew up in the '90s, and I used to enjoy wearing, no matter what team it was. I always wanted to wear as a fashion statement. You would wear your jersey of any team that looked cool, like the colors. You would just wear it to school because that's what you wanted to wear, because that was, you played a sport and you wanted to make a fashion statement with these jerseys. And I
mm,
remember that, and I that's kind of what, back now that I'm doing it, I could see like, wow, I remember these designs from back in the day. Now I apply some of those concepts to my designs, like that. What makes uh, design represent more than just a uniform? It's the meaning. There's got to put some meaning behind it.
yeah, well, it's like the
Identity. Yeah,
Dodgers logo. That's iconic, and then the
yeah,
Yankees uniform with the pinstripes. That's iconic, and their logo, right? So it just like it becomes part of the lexicon of the community in the United States. I mean, this is unique to us. So I love that.
yeah. Yeah,
And
and in
then
this picture, I posted it because when I was young, I grew up some part of my childhood in Los Angeles. I was only like maybe 3 miles from Dodger Stadium, and
okay,
my dad used to take me. My dad used to take me to the Dodger games, and being of Hispanic culture, we saw this guy come in to play. And the
you
Los
just
Angeles
lost.
very, yeah. So we just lost him, and that kind of, I was like, man, I remember being a fan of him. That he's made me want to see the Dodgers all the time because he was like Hispanic. I'm Hispanic, so I was like, oh, I could relate to somebody.
Sure.
It was new, so we were always going to the games and watching him perform, and the way he pitched was just amazing, and we were just always and the whole community was thrilled just to see him come out with they called it Fernando Mania. The whole city would shut down when he would pitch, and
Well, I
that's a lot
remember
of
that.
power. I
It
mean,
was crazy.
yeah,
It was really
yeah, the
crazy in a
whole
good way. It
city,
was really fun to watch, and the whole
yeah,
city got behind it, and it was beautiful.
yeah.
And
So
then,
that's the
so
big
this
loss
is
that we had. So
this is that same team that we saw earlier, isn't it?
yeah, that was another tournament. Yeah, that they performed. They had a tournament. We made a couple other colors for them. They're really neat jerseys. They do a lot of United States theme stuff because their team name is United Baseball.
Okay.
They do a lot of we did a lot of military camouflage jerseys for him.
Very cool. So, and then we've
Yeah, so a
got,
lot of these, a lot of teams want to be basic, but someone like this is another racer jersey. Like they come to me, they want to custom design. They give me a bunch of pictures. Can you put something together for me? And I give it to them some ideas that they give me, and it comes up to this, and this is what they get. And I mean, I've always hit it on the spot with my customers. I kind of could read them as long as I build that relationship with them one on one. I know
Mhm.
what they want and ask the right questions and what they're looking for.
So this is front and back of the same jersey.
Yeah, it's the front and back, full color. You could pretty much customize any part with this design process. You're not limited to what you can do to the garment. You could put anything you want on it.
Cool. It looks like custom dry fit long sleeves, keeps you cool and protected on the hot outdoor days. And wow, those are nice shirts. I love that material.
Yeah, the material really feels good on your skin, and it's not heavy, and you feel really like lightweight in it when you're wearing it.
And then is there any special like laundry requirements for it to keep it looking
No,
so nice?
no, I mean,
No, you
you
just
could
throw it in the
wash
water.
normal. Yeah, you just throw it in the wash and it comes out perfect right after you wash it. Like I
Very
said, it
cool.
doesn't fade, it doesn't
That's
shrink.
important for me because I tend to ruin things in the washing machine, and it's like,
You
or
get that a lot with screen printed cotton shirts or something. Sometimes the heat's too high and it'll shrink or the ink will come off, things like that.
yeah.
That's what those type of this is the ink's embedded into the fabric. So when it's heat pressed, the ink goes into the fabric. So that's why there's no fade, nothing to it.
So what is it that you bring to the table here specifically in the design of these shirts in
Create an
terms of?
identity for these customers. I think that's where they want to be different. They want to stand out from everybody. Everybody comes to me, oh, they have these big visions of being different. And that's kind of that's me. I've always been told I'm different. Like, why are you doing something different than everybody else? And like, it's not about being different. It's just doing what I want to do sometimes. And that's kind of the a lot of these customers just want to stand out from everybody. They want to have a different look. They want to be noticed
Yeah, notice and be
with the
unique
cup.
and
Yeah,
bring your special
yeah.
sauce. Yeah, that's
And that
cool.
it takes strength for a lot of these teams too. Like for me, like that where it was hard to be out there and be standout. Now I'm coming. It feels better to be knowing I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm just going to be me and have fun with it.
Yeah, you can't hide. You if you
Yeah,
start hiding, you don't get any. Nobody sees you.
yeah,
Good
exactly.
or bad.
That's why I had to break through that because I had that issue as well. And now I'm just going to enjoy it because when you start loving what you do, you got to just enjoy it, enjoy the moment.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a softball team again, my buddy's team. This is another same guy. He wanted different designs. So all these are designed in house. Design questionnaire again. I meet with each customer and we just go over what they're looking for and how they want to be perceived in a uniform, any messaging they want to put out there, and color scheme and identity is part of their brand identity.
Mm.
Er,
That's a sharp
The,
looking uniform. I love that.
yeah, that they wanted to copy the Los Angeles Kings hockey jersey, so this is more like
Yeah,
a hockey jersey.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
There's just some of these display the design process. This was a customer I did. I work with a lot of 7-Eleven stores. They wanted to do a promotion branding. This was their
Okay.
classic 1970s. Well, one of my
Yeah.
customers, his dad owned 7-Elevens and in the
Okay.
60s and 70s, and he was wearing the sweater, and that picture meant a lot to him. And he was like, man, and his dad's not here anymore, so he wanted me to make something for him of this sweater that's going to bring him back to when he was a kid and he saw his dad wearing this
Mm,
uniform. So I came up with the concept of putting it on hoodies, and he loved it. He wears it almost like every day. Yeah,
very
it was
cool.
pretty neat for him. Yeah,
So this is some
yeah, this is it.
printing. What
Yeah,
tell
the
stuff?
canopies. So we do the canopies for the same customer. He has 7-Elevens. He did a promotion at his restaurant. We printed the canopies for him, the banners, the promo bags, the table covers. Pretty much did all that for them. Gave them a package, the backdrop for customers. They could take pictures on the backdrop.
Like a step and
You
repeat.
see, yeah, exactly. We did all those. all those are polyester fabrics or sublimated. So that's why there's a lot of products you can get done with the polyester and sublimation process.
All right, so that's cool. You can put get the consistency and the congruency throughout with the branding for all these
Yep.
different little assets. Uniforms.
Yeah, because he owns it. We do a lot of restaurants too. A lot of restaurant customers. I have a lot of customers that have taco trucks, and they want a jersey for all their employees because they're outside all day and they want something lightweight that's breathable and not heavy.
Yeah.
And because sometimes they're outside all day, so
Right.
I help them with this. Same customer has a restaurant, Fuego 360. They're here in Riverside, and they do a rotisserie chicken. So we did all their uniforms and we did the branding for them. And this was another restaurant that we did the jerseys for. So it's just not limited to sports. There's a lot of variety customers, but that I want apparel to just feel cool and a part of something with the whole team. They all want everybody to look the same. Being the same is going to get them all feeling and working harder. And I've seen it with a lot of these restaurants that everybody wants to wear the shirt and they're a part of something now. They're an employee.
Yeah,
that
you get
has
the same kind
a
of
true purpose. Yeah.
experience that the kids get that you described
Yeah.
when we first started chatting, where they
Yep.
feel elevated and they perform better because they're enjoying it more.
Yeah. They feel like they feel really good about themselves. It's a positive feeling for them. Wearing something that makes them stand out and look good.
And what I mean, could you pay for that? Could you pay? What would you have to pay to get that? Get a group of people to have that feeling.
Oh man, I don't think there is.
I don't think
Be
you
a
can
price
do
in
it.
it, right? Yeah, it just comes with the emotion, getting that. It's interesting. That's why I'm doing like seeing a lot of these things in play. The more I talk about it, I start to see it more happening, and it's really amazing. Like, wow, there really is some power behind a lot of getting that mental mind state, that rush of feeling that makes you really perform better.
So you said something about the Marshen Sports about going to Mars. What that went
Yeah, so the
over
Martian
my
is
head.
just a
Explain that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Martian comes from me having a love for like space and always seeing um people perform out of this world. And that's why I was always told like you're out of this world. So I wanted to be different. I spelled it different. And it's kind of having that mentality to be out of this world, like be somebody that perform out of this world. That's kind of the whole concept.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. So never slacking, always stacked.
This is the bike shop. They a big bike shop in Riverside, and they have a lot of bike clubs that they kind of work with, and that's where I work with a lot of the bike clubs through this bike shop. Yeah, it's pretty. They do a lot of good things. They have a lot of kids that they sponsor. They do a lot of events with these kids. They bring them to do racing events, which is good. I mean, that's what I like. That's why I build a connection with a lot of these businesses that do what I see, what I enjoy doing, and I see their purpose. Sometimes they don't realize it. They just think of it. They're just going along with their business, but I have to sometimes let them know. I mean, there's more meaning to what you're doing. Keep doing it, because if you see it in a bigger picture, it's going to help your business grow better.
Mm. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, that was a fishing. I have a customer that has a fishing line that he sells fishing shirts. So that was one of the designs I came up with. That he came to me. He wanted something technical looking, and we did that for him. It's long sleeve fishing shirts because they're out in the ocean and they need to be UV protected. So,
Okay.
you know, thank you for sharing these pictures.
Yeah, this is fun.
Brings me back to some good times working on these.
Yeah, it's a blast. This is cool stuff. So I was gonna bring Florin on here for a minute, but looks like he's indisposed. Um, yeah. So what's new? What's coming up for you? Where's the next
Right now,
hurdle?
The next step is kind of building out my processes better, getting a better production going. As I expand, I need to have my production process kind of in place. That's kind of where I'm focused on, and kind of spending more time getting my messaging out there and letting people know what I do and who I am. And I mean, it'd be great to work with people and just build a relationship with them. If there's any way I can help, and that's kind of, I don't want to rush it with the process. I just want to let it grow organically, and just, I mean, I've experienced failure in the past from trying to rush things, and I'm just learning. I learned from that, like trying to rush things and be in too many places at once and get too many things. I mean, that caused me to fail a lot of times, and that's kind of where you learn from those mistakes. Now it's just more take it organically, and the more people I get to meet, and with this group or other groups, I get to be face to face with a lot of people, and I get to see it's going to connect more dots for me, and then just let it grow from that way. How I can help people. I mean, I'm always willing to help people. I love to help people, and that's kind of where I'm looking at that place first.
Okay, awesome. Well, adding value all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring Florin on here real quick. You okay with that?
Oh yeah, bring him on.
Yeah.
It was a good time seeing him this past weekend. And every time I hang out with him, it's a good time.
Florin is the founder of the Bright Business Project, and is definitely sponsoring the this Bright Business Talk Show today. And so I wanted to invite him in to say hello. And so what's going on, Florin?
Hi, Bryan. Hi, Jim.
Hey.
How you doing today? Florin, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey, how you doing, Jim? How you doing, Bryan?
I saw you.
Thank you for having me here today. All good. Busy day today. I'm sorry?
We got a bit of a delay
Yes.
going on. I saw you had you were with the Romanian consulate. I saw some pictures.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You probably can't hear me.
No, I do. We're all good.
All right, cool. I saw some pictures of you with the Romanian consulate. What's going on with that? Tell us that story a bit.
Oh yeah, thank you. I got invited by a friend. She's a Romanian, a wonderful Romanian gal which is working for SBDC, or his partnership with the SBDC, the import export kind of the branch of the SBDC again.
Do they play baseball in Romania?
You know what? I have something. I told this in Japan a couple of years ago, and they're like jumping all over the place. In fact, baseball, I don't think has the roots in Romania.
The NFL's playing. The NFL's got a game going on in where is it? In the UK, somewhere in London, maybe.
Yeah,
Germany, in Berlin.
Yeah,
they're playing
American
football in Berlin. Like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Even Romania, even in my city, we have a small football team, like American football, not soccer, right?
Yeah.
But going back to baseball, we do. Baseball has roots in that part of the world. So looks like Romanian immigrants brought the baseball here before soccer, when became #1 national sport. Sort of baseball was the national sport.
Wait a minute. Did I just hear that baseball, the American pastime, actually started in Romania? Did I just hear that?
My mom back in her village, when she was a kid, they were playing what we call here softball, the same thing.
Very cool. Love that.
The name for that is Oina, OINA, something like this. But the same with sticks, the same with all the same rules.
So do they need uniforms over there?
No, I don't know how they were playing, but probably back then they had something. But like I said, I think the Romanian immigrants, or from that part of the world, they brought this sport here to States.
Very good. Love that. Baseball is such an important part of American
Yeah.
lifestyle now, and it's I think a point of pride
Yeah.
that it's such a great wholesome game, and it's just I loved playing it when I was a kid, and it's just carried on. It's really fun watching the World Series right now.
Yeah. Probably had good time Saturday, right? Or Friday. When was
Oh
the
yeah,
Dodgers?
Yeah,
yeah. It was
they had
Friday
game
and
one
Saturday.
on what was it, Saturday, and
Tonight
then
is
they had game two.
Yeah.
No, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday they had a bye, and then today they're playing in New York City.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, baseball is good. Our Bright Business project is good. We are growing. Like I said, last week at the World Trade Center in Los Angeles, the remaining embassy, Romanian consulate was looking for new opportunities to bring businesses from here to Romania, and the other way, how to bring businesses from Romania here. And I see opportunities for us, for some of us, for some of our members, to plug into this. Romania is a huge market, and a lot
Yeah,
of opportunities, fast growing market.
yeah, that's
Uh,
great. Wanted to ask you what's going on. Like this coming Saturday, we've got an event at the wineries, right? I want to
we
share
had
that.
one, and Brian was part of the event.
Okay.
So now we should plan this event better for next one to have more engagement. So
Yeah, no, we had a lot of fun. I think it was a good
yeah,
turnout with good
it's fun
people.
one, but I think we
It was
can bring
fun.
away
Yeah.
much more people, right?
Oh yeah, and definitely. I see a lot of potential in the power of having those meetups. It's like a meetup. I mean, get away, you
Yeah,
forget about everything that's going on, and you just get together with people that you can have fun with. And it's not
yeah,
always
yeah,
work, work, work. It's just chilling and having a good time.
yeah. So now is on us, Brian, to kind of build. Okay, good. Thank you for bringing this up. So it's on us, Brian, to organize the events, the following events, to take them to the next level. So moving on from our monthly gatherings now, or meetups. This week, not much going on with Bright Business Project. I think it's the only week we don't have anything going on. But November is coming, and we have monthly meetings in Corona, Carlsbad, and Irvine. And I was talking this morning with Senami and Felima about Carlsbad, which is going to be it's going to be very busy. We're going to have few quality guest speakers in Carlsbad. Also, in Irvine is going to be we're going to have Don Voss and Robert, VC, so we can learn from how can I say, well-established VC, how we deal with them, and all the things behind VC approach to business and startups, of their investment behavior, let's put it. And as also, Don Voss will be a guest speaker in Corona, and probably I will cover the inner leadership, because this in November, starting November, we'll talk about inner leadership. So probably in Carlsbad, we will talk more about inner leadership.
Okay.
And yep.
Excellent. So we've got a full. Let's see if I can get us all up here again. Got a full month coming up. We've got events, and we've got Zoom calls for the members, and the business lab is for anybody too, right? That
Yes.
online business lab.
Yep. In fact, the business lab, I know is already one. I'm going to be down with this. The business lab, with the business lab, we open the topic of the month. So each
Well,
month we
that's
cover
this
the
one in the
topic.
middle here. So if you want to tap into the business lab, that one it's an excellent experience. It's online on Zoom, second
Yeah.
Tuesday of the month, right?
Yep. And starting this one, we're gonna give away like a PDF we'll talk about. We'll start promoting this with canvases and diagrams we're going to use, for example, to improve the inner leadership. So the challenge of the month in November is to build a stronger inner leadership, because businesses do not fail. We fail because we cannot lead ourselves. And from here is a long chain of challenges, ending with our decision-making process. So we'll focus on improving the decision-making process, starting with ourselves. So please scan the QR code and join the Bright Business Lab. It's completely free. No stress, no obligation, no sales pitches, just learning.
Excellent. Well, thank you,
Yeah,
Florian.
I encourage all business owners that see this to attend those workshops. I mean, they're really good. There's a lot of good content, good people in there. Everyone's willing to share, and that's what's great about this project.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. And you are the right person to talk and say, how can I say, to validate this is good or not, because you're an entrepreneur and you know the challenges. You can validate that. Like I said, this is something you need or not, or any other business owners.
Right. Yeah, definitely helps entrepreneurs facing challenges in today's market. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, and sometimes you just need the support of somebody to pat you on the back and say, "Hey, you got this. Just keep going. Don't let nothing get you down." And that's what I think helps me. Having a whole group of people who tell me that, not just one. Everyone's like, "Dude, we're all going through this. Just keep going, man. You'll get there. Don't worry about it."
Yeah. I just had a call with Priya. She was a guest speaker this month in Carlsbad, and she was impressed about the quality of people. I keep hearing this over and over. How important is not the program overall. How important it is to have the right people in the same room, and all of them to behave not the same, but to have something in common. That's to being so supportive. That's something.
Yeah, that's definitely that's really powerful for that to people to feel that when they walk in a room, that
be there with you,
and then
fight with you.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, we're a tribe. Let's go fight. Let's all go to war. And that's we're
exactly.
in the war.
And that's why we need a glass of wine once in a while. Good quality wine.
That's why it worked out. Yeah,
I love that.
Exactly.
Thank you one more time.
I gotta bring bottles of wine. Yeah,
love it. Yeah,
right.
Work hard, play hard, or party hard.
Well, we're bumping up against an hour and 7 minutes, and I think we'll wrap it up here. Thank you all for being on the show. Thanks for joining us. And one last mention of marshensports.com/BB promo. Get yourself on the list and get yourself some information about making your team a better team, making your team feel like a pro, feel like they're adding value, feel like they're really part of something special. And Bryan Marin is definitely the guy for you to do that. And check out the Bright Business Program too at business.com. Let me show that. That's the wrong one. business.com. Hang on a second. There we go. I'm going to show that. So take a look at the business.com website, learn everything we do and what we're all about. And I'm stumbling through my words today, but I guess I need some of that wine.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want to say thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim, for this I wanted to say thank you for this platform that you provide for entrepreneurs. I mean, it's great to people get their message across and people get to see who they are. And I think that's a great platform to have for a lot of these people.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, and appreciate that you're just stepping out and trying this with us. And we're all experimenting and doing new things here. So
it's fun. It's fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. Awesome. I encourage the same any other business owner that just wants to get themselves out there, get comfortable, and have fun, and talk about whatever drives them. I mean, that's a good thing, because the more you talk about it, the more you start seeing it for yourself, what your purpose is. If you don't talk about it, it's hard to connect the dots.
Mm-hmm. That's wisdom. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Thank you for the invite, and it was wonderful. See you next Monday.
Yeah, be here next. Thank you,
Yeah.
Florin. Be here next Monday. We're on again at noon next Monday. We'll have Mike Miller on with us from Wild Horse Labs, and
Ooh,
be a lot of fun.
Mike Miller
That's
right
gonna be
now is in
exciting.
Bahamas having good times. So yeah, I expect to next Monday to be a very, very fun.
He'll be tan. Yeah,
Woo-hoo,
that'll
man,
be
I
fun.
cannot even think about it. So
All
yeah,
right.
see you, Brian, next Monday.
All right, see you guys.
Mhm.
Hang on a
Have a
sec. I'm gonna end the stream, but just hang on a sec.